Andrea first came to UCSF for progression of some symptoms from her heart disease. And what we realized at that point was that her diagnosis was restrictive cardiomyopathy. Her heart muscle had thickened and was preventing blood from moving easily into the heart to then get out. So intrinsic heart muscle problem is very rare in children. And restrictive cardiomyopathy in general is one of the least common of those diagnoses.
About 8 years old, I think that's when we noticed her starting to get tired when she was playing soccer or basketball. After 5 minutes of walking, Andrea asked her to kind of stop because she was a little bit out of breath. And that's where it was clear that something was wrong.
Well, Andrea was showing the symptoms of heart failure. We don't think about these problems happening in children, but unfortunately, they do. So she was tired, trouble breathing when she walked, having to take breaks and rest, wasn't able to keep up with her dog when she would go out to take him for a long walk.
I mean, every single day was very stressful and very sad. A lot of crying on the way to the hospital and on the way back. Uncle would spend the night every night. I think she only came home 2 or 3 times in all those months.
Andrea is without a doubt a success story. In fact, what we know is that about 20% of children waiting for heart transplants may not get them. Depending on the age of a child, the average wait time can be up to 6 months. Andrea had been waiting about a month and a half when a good donor became available. It doesn't occur to people that children might need a heart transplant. And yet there are hundreds and hundreds of children who need to get a heart transplant. The American Heart Association helps each and every one.
It's been great since she's been home, and it has brought us a lot closer because now it's one of those things where you think you have all the time in the world, but when something like this happens, you realize that your time could be a lot less than anticipated. So every day I make a point every day to make it count. Before we would take our dog walking, and before even our halfway through, after about 10 minutes, she would complain about being tired, wouldn't want me or her mother to carry her, where now she's leading the pack. I mean, we have a hard time keeping up with her now.
Andrea is an absolute sweetheart. She's vivacious, she's energetic, she's a little bit shy, but hiding behind that shyness is an absolutely vibrant personality. I feel like what we've really seen from her in the last few months since the transplant is just a burst of energy.
The American Heart Association funds research that brings hope to the future of patients like Andrea and thousands more children like my daughter.
Every child deserves a healthy heart. My name is Andrea, and I want to thank the American Heart Association for my second chance.